Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a little bit of Cosmere conspiracy theorizing. So yeah, I had this kind of idea I wanted to talk to you all about. So yeah, as always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. So as always, let's begin. All right. So hear me out. I have this conspiratorial idea, right? What if Helaran is not dead? All right. So we know Helaran. Well, we think we know that Helaran was the shard bearer that came to try to assassinate Amaram, that Kaladin had to fight and that he killed, and whose shards he essentially denied, and it caused the whole thing, with Kaladin. So as far as we know, that's exactly what happened, right? But I was thinking about the scene, and I believe Words of Radiance in the flashback, right? When Helaran shows back up to Davar Manor and he confronts his father and he summons the Shard Blade, he basically he's talking to his dad and stuff, and he says Lynn Davar basically says his friends trust him with this wealth, implying that that blade was not Helaran's, it was borrowed. Someone else either allowed him to bond it or just like they had extras or something, and they basically let him have it for a while. It's interesting that in that line, though, in that conversation, Halloran does not contradict Lynn Devar. He does not contradict his father when he talks about your friends would trust you with this wealth. He just talks about we have a important work to accomplish, which to me sounds like he's confirming that it's not actually his blade, but is a blade he's been given to carry out different, parts of the plan that they were working on or whatever. But I also don't understand how a Skybreaker acolyte could just have access to a random shard blade, like the shard. That's a kind of a point in the favor that he actually is dead. But no, like that random, like I don't know why Skybreakers would have a random extra shard blade. If it was the Skybreaker acolytes that he had been messing around with at that time, far as we know, it could have been someone else, and then he messed around with the Skybreakers later or something. We also don't know that, but the main crux of the idea is that maybe Halloran actually didn't own that shard blade, and after he, disappeared, essentially, he gave back the shard blade. He gave it back to the original owners, and they were just some other random red-haired Vaden-looking guy who had to carry out the mission to go and try to kill Amaram, and he was the one on the battlefield that day that Kaladin killed, and like no one ever got a proper identification for him because he was in shard plate and he had got stabbed in the face, so like no one really knows what the guy looked like, so we never got a proper positive identification of the person. It's just basically circumstantial and based on the blade. So it could be some other person that Kaladin killed that blade was bonded to, and maybe Halloran was actually sent off world. What if Halloran is a world hopper and like Shallan ends up becoming a world hopper later because I still think she's the best candidate for it, ends up just randomly meeting him on Nalthus or something like that. Like what if that happened? That would be fun. It would be just really random. But like I really do think because it's kind of very much like the cliche, like we don't see a body. I mean granted we see a body, but like we never positively identify the body as Halloran. So in my head I'm like Halloran could still be alive. Like there's no real reason why Halloran couldn't be alive. So he could totally be alive, and he could be a world hopper, and he could just be out there running around somewhere, and he could probably pop up in like Stormlight in Mistborn Era 3 or something like that. I don't know, but it's kind of a really interesting idea, and it would kind of fit in with the fact that the Davar family is just like goofy as all get out. Like it would totally work with that idea, I think, and it would be a lot of fun, especially because I really want that to kind of happen. Like we know one character later down the timeline becomes a world hopper, but now I'm starting to just speculate about five and everything that happens after all of this and everything and where everybody ends up and everything. But yes, that's my conspiracy theory. That's my idea. I think Halloran's alive and I think he's a world hopper. And I think Shallan's going to run into him somewhere out there in the Cosmere and we're going to see it and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below why I'm crazy and why that's very much not likely to happen. And yeah, so with that being said, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you're interested, please support the channel. You can check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. And as always, I will talk to you all next time. Peace.